Study Session 13. Syntax Transformations. Introduction. In this lecture, we approach English syntax from the point of view of basic sentence types. We shall also consider a few variations and combinations of these basic types. Such variations and combinations are arrived at by a process called transformation. The analysis will involve the discovery of certain types of basic sentences and the kinds of transformations involved in producing many different kinds of sentences in English. The lecture is based mainly on the works of Noam Chomsky and his followers. Objectives. At the end of this lecture, you should be able to 1. Recognize basic sentence types and structural patterns in English. 2. Recognize the relationship between pairs of sentences. 3. Transform English sentences into other possible variations and combinations. And 4. Explain transformational processes. Pretest. What is a declarative sentence? Give 3 examples. 2. What is an interrogative sentence? Give 3 examples. Content. Basic sentence types. According to the transformationalists, all English sentences are derived by various changes and combinations from a few basic sentence types. Basic sentence types are fundamental and provide for many possible sentences. The basic sentence types are all statements, and the fundamental syntactic relationship is that of predication. There must be a subject and a predicate. In the basic sentence, the subject is ordinarily a noun or pronoun, with or without a determiner, but the predicate may contain any of a variety of patterns. Pattern 1. N plus V, birds fly. D plus N plus V plus adverb, the boys walked slowly. N plus V plus adverb, they shouted loudly. Pattern 2. D plus N plus V plus adjective, the girl looks sad. Pattern 3. N plus V plus N, cows eat grass. Pattern 4. D plus N plus V plus D plus N, the boy kicked the ball. Pattern 5. D plus N plus V plus D plus N plus D plus N, the man gave the boy some money. Pattern 6. N plus V plus N plus D plus N, he called him a fool. Pattern 7. N plus V plus N plus N, we appointed John secretary. Pattern 8. N plus B plus adverb, he is there. Pattern 9. D plus N plus B plus adjective, the policeman is happy. The process of transformation. Certain kinds of operations can be performed on the basic sentences to yield new sentence types or to yield phrases and clauses that may be combined with other sentences to form more complicated structures. Sentences of all languages have both a deep structure, which gives the meaning of the sentence, and a surface structure, which gives the form of the sentence as it occurs in an utterance. Thus, Deep structure is an abstract phenomenon which one assumes on the basis of the meaning of a sentence and its syntax. A surface structure is closer to physical reality in the sense that it concretely specifies the syntactic structure of an utterance. That is, deep structure, meaning, arrow, surface structure, form used in utterances. Transformations relate deep structures to surface structures. They relate deep structure trees or phrase markers to surface structure trees or phrase markers. More specifically, they transform one phrase marker into another. If more than one transformation is necessary, intermediate structures will be generated by each transformation until the surface structure is formed. The description of a transformation consists of A, the structural description, SD, and B, the structural change, SC. The structural description specifies which trees are to be affected by the rule, the input trees, corresponding to the deep structure, while the structural change associates each input tree with an output tree, that is, a tree that has undergone the rule specified. Human language makes use of three elementary transformational process V's: adjunction, substitution, and deletion. Transformational rules. The transformational part of the grammar operates on the deep, abstract structures as specified by the PSRs of the grammar. Transformational rules operate on bits and pieces of the deep structure. These rules may delete constituents, add constituents, or change constituents around. Example, the question transformation. We will follow as much as possible the transformational rules as specified in Aspects of Syntax by Noam Chomsky. Question transformations. English has various types of questions. These include 1. Yes, no questions. Example, did you measure this distance? 2. WH questions. Example, why did you measure it? The following is a more abstract representation of the rule involved in question transformation from a declarative to interrogative sentence. Declarative: S, NP, I, VP, shall show my rude drawings, plus present. Interrogative: basic sentence, you are busy. Transformed sentence, are you busy? In sentences with the verb be, you form questions by reversing the positions of the subject and verb. Here are some more question transformations of this type. He is at school. Is he at school? They are ready. Are they ready? I am right. Am I right? In the case of all verbs other than be, to make the question transformation, you follow one of two procedures different from the above. One is the procedure when the verb occurs without any helping verb. In this case, you must supply a helping verb. Always do, does, did. The transformation consists of starting the question with the do type, helper, inserting it before the subject, and changing the main verb to its simple form. He reads fast. Does he read fast? He heard the noise. Did he hear a noise? They went home. Did they go home? Here is the second procedure for performing question transformation with verbs other than be. If the verb in the basic is expanded with one helping verb or more, you simply start the question with the first helping verb, place it before the subject, and keep the rest of the sentence in its basic form. Thus, he is going now. Is he going now? They might have been cold. Might they have been cold? You have remembered. Have you remembered? Passive transformations, passive constructions, given a structure of the form NP auxiliary, V minus NP, move the object NP to the front of the sentence so that it becomes the subject. Take the former subject, adjoin by to form a PP, and move this to the end of the sentence. Add the passive auxiliary, an appropriate form of be, to the verb group so that it immediately precedes the main verb, which must now itself appear in the passive particle form. Example: John wrote a letter. A letter was written by John. John broke the window. The window was broken by John. The passive transformation can be performed only on basic sentences that contain transitive verbs. Here you transfer the object of the verb, complement, to the subject position. Supply the proper form of be as a helping verb. Change the verb to the past participle form and complete the new sentence by adding the subject, the actor, of the basic sentence preceded by the preposition by. These operations produce a sentence in the passive form when performed on a basic sentence with a transitive verb. More examples. It was the window that John broke. What John broke was the window. What John did to the window was to break it. The window, John broke it. John broke it, the window. This is the window John broke. This is the window which was broken by John. John's breaking of the window caused a stir on campus. The breaking of the window by John signaled an end to the violence. For John to break the window was a mistake. It was said that John broke the window. Some sentences may appear to have identical structure, but when examined more closely, they are found to have distinct structures. The two sentences, now classics, that generative grammarians use to illustrate this tendency are the following. 1. John is easy to please. 2. John is eager to please. Transformations and complex sentences. The various elements of complex sentences, such as having won every game, Ade was expected to beat every player who challenged him, can be shown to be derived from the basic sentences thus. Basic sentences. Ade has won every game. Derived sentences. Having won every game. Basic sentences. X expected Ade to X. Derived sentences. Ade was expected. Basic sentences. Ade beats every player. Derived sentences. To beat every player. Basic sentences. Every player challenged him. Derived sentences. Who challenged him. Study session summary. The lecture introduces you to a modern theory of grammar known as transformational generative grammar, propounded by Noam Chomsky in its original earliest formation. Take 2. In its original earliest formulation. The transformational grammar is a theory of language concerned with the relationship between sentences. Transformational generative grammar demonstrates the relationship between sentences by employing a set of transformational rules to generate surface structures. That is, actual sentences produced from the deep structure. Various transformations are derived from a list of basic sentences in English. Post-test. 1. Convert the following sentences into questions. A. She bought a car. B. She is happy. 2. Convert the following affirmative sentences into negation. A. I am ready. B. She bought a car. C. They run quickly. End of study session 13. Thank you for listening.